well.
Uh,
Okay, yeah. So hello, hi. I am Abhishek. So we are learning about data engineering in this class. I will be teaching Jyotsana about it. Like I will teach about the overview of all the data engineering concepts. I have 7 to 8 years of cloud experience. I have done multiple projects, data migration projects in the cloud. Currently, I'm working in Altitude as a data engineer. So yes, so today our agenda is to understand what is cloud in general, what is cloud, and then we will understand what are the different clouds are available. Also, we will understand the role difference between what is a data analyst job, what is a data engineer job, what is a data scientist job, and then we will differentiate between all of these jobs. And what is the Azure DevOps jobs, what is admin job, and all of that we'll understand very clearly. And then we will go into data engineering, particularly what is the job of the data engineering. And then we will see how to create a subscription resource group that we will try to cover in this today's class. Okay.
Okay.
So I will go one by one. So before learning anything, first of all, it is very important to learn why we are learning it, and just to understand the difference between all the roles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, suppose you set up a company which is Walmart, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We have a company and we started working in Walmart, and Walmart has a different data centers. Okay. Data
Okay.
center means Walmart just stored their data in the East US, for example, right? East
Mm-hmm.
US. East US, they have a data center.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Walmart wants that we want to move all of our data
Okay.
into the cloud. And why they want to move the data into the cloud? Because we used to use pen drive in the past, right? So you also used pen drive, I have also
Yeah.
used pen drive, but
Yeah.
right now we are not habitual of using those pen drives. Why? Because it we need to maintain those things, and also the storage is very limited. And then also like we need to upgrade it to different pen drives. So suppose we need to upgrade it, maintain it, and all of these things are there.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, now we have a like a Google Photos in which you can just go and upload it your photo, and then it is unlimited. You can just purchase how much storage you want, and then you can pay for it. So it's unlimited. And
Okay.
then also you don't need to maintain it. Your cloud service provider will maintain it, and also it's easy to share. So if you ask you, hey, can you send me your this function photo, you can easily share with me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are the benefits of the cloud.
Okay.
So the maintenance is easy, it is easily shareable, collaboration is very easy, upgrade is very easy, everything will be handled by cloud service providers. So these are the different benefits
Mm-hmm.
due to which people are using cloud nowadays. People want to migrate things into the cloud so that it is easily accessible. You don't need to download softwares, a big heavy software in your computer to basically run. You
Mm-hmm.
can use the software which is already there in the cloud, you can access it, you can use it. Okay, so that is why cloud is necessary.
Okay.
Now they have hired people, and then they want to move the data into the cloud and store it over there. Okay.
Okay.
And after that, they want a fancy dashboard to be prepared in which they can understand sales of the year, like product of the year, employee of the year, and then suppose like which business unit is selling most of the product. They want to have a fancy dashboard, okay, through
Mm-hmm.
which they can basically understand their data, right? That is their requirement. They want to move the data into the cloud, then they want to make a dashboard out
Mm-hmm.
of it so that they can understand the data, right? That is the requirement.
Okay.
And after that, what they want to also do, that once they loaded the data into the cloud, they basically want to analyze the data and want to basically predict the future. That suppose they have 20 years of data, then
Mm-hmm.
they want to analyze the data to predict the future, that what can be like which in February month, what are the like which product we are selling more, so that we can pre-order that product. Okay, so kind of they want to do the forecasting of different products. That's all that also they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to do the predictive analytics as well. Predictive analytics means we are trying to predict the future, right?
Okay.
Predictive analytics. And here we are trying to do descriptive analytics, in which we are want to just describe describe the current data which we have. Okay,
Okay.
that is what we want to do. Okay, so predictive analytics and descriptive analytics. Okay, now so this is the
Sorry,
complete. Yeah,
predictive analytics is we are going to predict you what's going to happen with using
in
some data,
yeah,
and descriptive analysis is
describing what we have right now.
okay, okay, okay,
Okay, so suppose whatever, like, hey, can you tell me what is the sales like, just analyzing what we have right now. And
okay,
then if you want to predict the future with the help of current data which you have, that is predictive analytics. Okay.
okay.
So just like suppose in your when you're opening a particular WhatsApp, for example,
Mm-hmm.
then they want to basically understand who is clicking on video call option. Okay, so how many
Mm-hmm.
people are clicking on video call option? That is basically a descriptive analytics.
Okay.
But by just understanding what are the chats people are doing and trying to understand what can be the future GIF, like you understand GIF, right? So what can be the future GIF? We can give a user option because they don't want to type, for example, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
they want to understand that, yeah, just trying to understand what can be the future thing which we can introduce. Or like, so suppose if you have watched 10 YouTube video, then YouTube also shows you a new predictive that, yeah, you can watch this video as well, just analyzing
Okay.
your behavior and giving you a particular example. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so that is predictive analytics. So this is completely complete thing which is like related to. Now I will try to explain you the roles, different roles. Okay, so what is the data engineer job? Data engineer's job is to basically make data ready for data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so and
Okay.
so what data engineer will do? Data engineer will try to help the try to move the data from here to here, and he will also make the data ready. He will clean the data, make the modeling, he will make it ready for data analyst to work over here. So data analyst will basically take the data given by data engineer,
Mm-hmm.
and then he will try to describe the data by using SQL and all of that. Okay, so data analyst will do this.
So
What
is
data?
data engineer and data scientist same?
No, no. So what data engineer will do? Data scientist will basically take the data what data engineer has given and try to run ML modeling on top of it and try to predict the future. Data scientist will do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Data
Okay.
analyst will try to analyze what we have and then try to make a description out of the data so that it is easy
Okay.
to understand. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What data engineer job is to do the ETL, complete ETL. What is ETL? ETL is extract, transform, and load.
Mm-hmm.
Data engineer will do the ETL job. ETL
Okay.
means extract, means he will extract the data, he will transform the data, and he will load the data to make it ready for data scientist and data analyst. Okay,
Okay.
load the data so that they can use it, so that they can use it. Okay. Now this is the data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist job. Now what is the job of a Azure admin, for example, Azure admin?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the Azure admin job? Azure admin or infra guy, we call it as a Azure infra. So infra guy will try to basically secure the whole environment. So this environment in which you are trying to develop,
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't be it should be completely secure, right? And at the same time, this environment needs to we need to set up. So we need to create multiple resources, we need to create data factory, we need to create blob storage, and all of the environment we need to create. An
Mm-hmm.
admin will take a responsibility to create in such a manner that it is basically good, like
Oh,
do all the setting proper, set up the environment. He will just set up the environment.
mm-hmm.
Just like when you are going to play a match, there's a
Mm-hmm.
person who's taking care of to like secure the whole stadium and then make your field ready and all of that, right? So
Mm.
that they can go and play.
Okay.
So similarly, the admin job is to set up the playground so that developer can go and then do their work. Okay, so admin will
o-
do that.
Okay.
What is the DevOps engineer's job? DevOps engineer's job is to take like help in the deployment process. So suppose if you have done the development in the dev environment,
Mm-hmm.
then DevOps engineer will take that copy and deploy it to the test environment, and then take the copy from the test environment, deploy it to the prod environment. That is what DevOps engineer. You understand what is dev, test, and prod, right?
Uh, uh, can you just explain me? I just lost on that earlier thing.
Okay, so
So
DevOps engineer job is to take the copy from one environment and deploy it to another environment.
okay,
So do
okay.
you understand what is the difference between a dev, test, and prod environment?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so DevOps engineer will do that. Okay, so he will take the basically Azure DevOps job is to uh, like it they helps in the deployment process. Okay, that is what Azure DevOps engineer will do.
Oh,
So
okay.
Azure admin, Azure DevOps, data analyst, data scientist, all the people will work together. And then there is a Azure architect who helps to design the architecture of all of this, right? So Azure architect is another role.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Azure admin, if you have an understanding of admin or data engineer, you can become an architect as well because you have a infra understanding. And also if you have a developer understanding, then you can become a Azure architect as well. Then this
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Okay. And one question. So when you said, when we create environments,
Mm,
so because now we are on cloud, it will be very easy to just deploy in an environment in a pipeline, right? So so basically in my company what we do is so the testers, they don't have an environment, but end of the sprint, if there is some testing, then what the developers do is they if there is a dev 08 environment,
mm,
they deploy everything in that for them to do testing.
mm.
So for me, I want to understand, is it, uh, will there be any charge if we request any QA environment specifically for the QAs? Like, if there are two QAs, if
Can
I
you
say I want
once again, can you
to,
repeat your question once again? Sorry, I lost you in between here.
okay, so,
Mm,
in our project team at the moment, there are no QA environments.
mm,
So if there needs to be any testing done, what
mm,
they're doing is they're giving the devs, they are using one of the dev environments. They're deploying everything in that environment and doing testing.
mm,
So if we want to request two separate test environments for each of the tester, so will
mm.
there be additional charge?
Yes,
So
yes.
so so if if okay, if I say they don't have to use it daily, but
Mm,
then if we want to create a QA1 QA2 environment, and
mm,
the testers can uh, run the pipeline when they want to do testing and then tear it down at the end of the day, so
mm.
will they incur any charge, extra charge?
So the only if you're running, so the running a particular resource will cost you.
Okay.
So suppose if you just created a data factory and then you're not running it anyways, okay, it's
Mm,
just a stop, then
mm,
it's not chargeable.
okay.
So yeah, so
It's
if you just use a resource, then it is chargeable. Like just think about it in very layman terms, okay? So
mm,
suppose like uh if you have purchased Google Plus, for example, and then
mm,
in Google Plus you have a 100 GB of storage, right? For
mm,
example.
mhm,
Then if you want to just increase your storage, that is chargeable. Okay, so like suppose if you want to make 100 GB to 200 GB, for example,
mm,
then
mm,
it is more chargeable. But if you
mm,
just want to extend 100 GB, then it is not like it is chargeable, but it is not so much chargeable, right?
okay.
Similar to that in Azure environment, if you create a resource
Mm,
and if you just maintain it, okay, that is not much chargeable. Here and there if you charge, but if you're using it, then only it is chargeable. Okay.
oh,
So storage, like when it comes to storage, that is less costly when it compares to computation. So computation is more chargeable, networking is more chargeable, securing the
Oh,
environment is more chargeable.
okay.
But just
And,
creating a resource will not cost you much.
and is it so if I request my Azure DevOps engineer or engineers to create a QA resource like a QA1 and QA2, will it take time to create new resources?
No, 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 it will not create much time. It will not take much time.
It will
You can
not take.
just, no, it will not.
So we can have dedicated QA resources and we
Hmm.
can use them when and
Yeah.
when we want it.
Yes, 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 you're
Okay.
right.
But only when we are using it, we will be charged.
Yeah, only when
But
you're
tear
using
it
it.
down,
Yes.
if you tear it down, it there's no charge.
Yeah, so if you just like if you create it and then if you use it for that amount of time, it will be chargeable. And then if you tear it down, it is not like chargeable. You can create it again. That's not a problem.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is about all the roles. So
Mm,
what we will do, we will touch upon data engineering and in general we'll understand what is that, okay? And
mhm.
then I will try to give a brief summary about other topics as well at the same time,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Now, first of all, when we work into the cloud, we need to first understand what is cloud in general.
Mhm,
So I will go to cloud and then what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not accessing your computer, you are accessing someone else's computer
mhm.
on demand and pay as you go. Okay, on
Okay,
demand means whenever you want it, you can get it, and
mm,
pay as you go. How much you use it, you need to pay for it. Simple. Okay.
okay.
So it actually answers your question as well. So basically, you can create it whenever you want it.
Mhm,
So it's not like, hey man, I need a server. Then people are just going in the market, purchasing a hardware for you and all of that. It's just like you can just create it whenever you want it, and it's
okay.
not your computer. You're just accessing someone else's computer. Okay, simple. So
Okay.
whenever you go to an internet cafe, you pay them some money and then you access their computer. It's just like that. You're just accessing it in your computer. Okay, simple. So
Okay.
cloud computing is nothing but the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on internet to manage process data rather than your local computer on demand and pay as you go. There are different cloud service provider, Microsoft, Amazon, GCP, Alibaba, VMware, all of that. Okay, so they are
Mhm,
different cloud service provider.
mhm,
Now, when it comes to cloud, this advantages I have just told you by pen drive example
mhm,
that it is all the things will be handled by cloud service provider. Data loss and recovery is handled by cloud service provider. Suppose this any in case of any disaster, the everything will be handled by cloud service provider. Suppose in Russia Ukraine war, this kind of like unpredicted something happens, then everything will be handled by cloud service provider. Upgrade is very easy. You can upgrade the resources. Collaboration is very easy. Okay,
mhm.
implementation is very easy. Everything will be handled by the cloud service provider. That is why we use cloud. Now, when it comes to cloud, there are two types of cloud. There are two model. One is deployment model. Second is service model. Okay. In deployment model, we have three types of cloud: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. In service model, we have three types of service: IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS.
Mm.
I will try to describe this now. So let me remove this. Yeah.
I
So
think I have
mm,
some idea. Okay.
yeah, please tell me what idea you have.
Now, public uh, cloud is you can access it from um, okay, go on. Yeah, it's been long time. I did AWS certification. I think they covered this one in AWS.
So I will just try to give you example. So now suppose uh, Microsoft is a cloud service provider, for example, right?
Okay.
Then Walmart reached to Microsoft. They said that we want some the server of yours. We want to create some resources. As we understood, um, this cloud is nothing but a remote server which you are trying to access. Okay,
Yes.
which managed by Microsoft. So Microsoft will say that, hey, I will give this to Walmart. I will
Mm.
give this to Big Bazaar. I will give this to SDFC, for example, right?
Okay.
Now, what they done, everybody is using a same like shared server offered by Microsoft, which is there in East US, for example, right? Because
Okay.
everybody want to set up something in East US. Everything is secure, everything is managed by Microsoft, everything is good. But
Okay.
SDFC has a different idea. What SDFC want? SDFC said to Microsoft, "Hey Microsoft, my data which I am giving you, it is very, very secure. So what
Mm.
you do, you come to my premise.
Okay.
You come to my premise and do the
Mm.
whole setup here." So
Okay.
what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will go to my SDFC and do the whole cloud setup here.
Okay.
So this is a private cloud in which everything is the data center is handled by you. Microsoft is coming to your space and doing the whole setup for you. That is a private cloud because the local servers and everything is managed by you. Microsoft is coming to your space and setting up a service for you. That is private cloud. What is
So,
public? Yeah, yeah.
so when you say private cloud, HDFC, if it is based in one location, is
Hmm.
it like it has its private cloud in its own location?
Yeah, its own location. So all the servers will be managed by the SDFC. Microsoft will come and then set up a private cloud
Or
for
they'll
them.
okay, okay. So they'll only set up, but
Hmm.
then everything is looked after by HDFC.
Yeah. So just like suppose you own a land, for example,
Mm.
and then you are the person who's owning that land, right? So the
Mhm.
hardwares and everything will be under control of SGFC because that is private cloud.
Okay.
And everything will be handled by the Microsoft. Suppose if you don't go for a private cloud, then everything will be the public cloud. Now, every company kind of do the both hybrid cloud setup. Okay,
Mm.
so what they do, they keep few of the resources in their premise, few of the resources in the like public cloud, and they do a hybrid cloud setup because everything which is there in their premise
Okay.
before coming to cloud cannot be just integrated in fraction of a second, right? And everything cannot be moved. So they used a hybrid cloud setup. All the company uses hybrid cloud setup in which active directory, their directories and their all the servers, they use a kind of mixed service, hybrid cloud, which is
Okay.
mix of both. So few of the service is being integrated in the private cloud, few of the services there in the public cloud, and they use a hybrid cloud setup.
Okay.
Any question on this?
No, no.
Okay, fine.
So when you say okay, I think this is if we have private cloud,
Hmm.
will so we will for disaster recovery, they have backup in another region, right? So if,
Hmm.
for example, if we are having our cloud in
No, in private cloud it will not happen because it is uh, they will not have a backup in their own region. So this is a private cloud setup, right? So that will
Mhm.
not happen in this particular case in private cloud setup.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so, are there any different requirements while we are doing storage in different locations? So, for example, at the moment we are having some work that is going to come in future, like disaster recovery. So, we
Hmm.
need to do some disaster recovery testing, like if what happens if they in one region, the server is down, and we have to, and we have data in other region. So, how
Hmm.
what are the tests we need to do, so as when you think as a data engineer, so
Hmm.
what do you think should be the most ideal test when you want to test your data?
Test your data as in I am not getting your question completely. Test your data as in.
Like so for we need to do disaster recovery testing. So
Hmm.
we need to make sure that if in if we have our if we are using UK data center, but the
Hmm.
UK data center is down, so we are planning to use the US data center. So how do we make sure that so for disaster recovery testing, what are the things we need to test, so we to make sure that we can access all our data, like that.
So suppose like uh, these are the replicated versions. So suppose if Microsoft keeps the data in one region, it is already paired and replicated to another region. So this is
Okay.
the list.
Okay.
Now, if you have one region already integrated, you can
Mm-hmm.
so it is already replicated to another region, which is ideally this, if you're using in one region.
Mm-hmm.
And then in if your data has a like this auto backup, so backup also you can do in this particular Azure environment. So do you
Mm-hmm.
have SQL Server and blob storage backup is enabled over there, soft delete is enabled over there, those things you can check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any document? Do you know if they have you ever done any disaster recovery like this program in one of your companies for a
uh,
client?
Disaster recovery, what I have done in disaster recovery is to take a backup, which I am telling
Oh,
you by enabling this soft delete and all of those things.
okay.
Those things I have done. I
Okay.
haven't done this disaster recovery testing. I am not sure what do you mean by that, but what I have done is this. I took a backup, I kept a backup, and then I enabled this soft delete and all of those things I have done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 And another question.
Mm.
Uh, if we are there any so we have this regional pairing. Is it by default? So if my company is has UK West or UK this thing, will
Mm.
it be automatically UK South? I was seeing in United, yeah,
Yeah.
UK West. Will it be automatically UK South, or can we change the
No, no, no.
region?
You cannot change it. It is paired by Microsoft. You cannot change the paired reason.
Okay, we cannot change it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And just think about it. So what they are doing, they have, so it's not so easy, right? So all the servers, all of these servers is
Mm,
connected by a wire. Okay. So it's not like by optical fiber wire, so
mm,
that they can transfer the data between this region easily. Okay. It's
mm-hmm.
not like, yeah, so if you just want to uh, keep your pair region in India, they need to set up a hardware for it, right? It's not like,
Okay.
yeah, so you can do it. It's not like that, right?
Mm-mm.
And also at the same time, suppose your on-premise data is in East US, okay?
Mm,
Now you say that I will create all my resources which is there in the cloud in US, for example. Then your
mm.
movement of the data will become costly. Why? Because you are creating it very far.
Okay,
You
so
want
do
to,
they
yeah.
have to physically go and create in
No, 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 no. So physically you don't need to create. So suppose Microsoft is spread all over the world, right? They have data center everywhere,
yeah.
right?
Mm,
Now, these are the data center present. They are in the cloud, but anyways, cloud is nothing but accessing or like Microsoft is taking care of all the hardware,
yeah.
but there is a hardware, right?
Mm,
So suppose you suppose this is my computer, for example, right?
mm,
Now I want to move the data from here to your computer, for example, right?
mm,
So I
mm,
need some sort of connection to my
mm,
computer to your computer, okay?
mm,
And
mm.
Microsoft is doing it for you.
Okay.
Just understand like that. So
Okay.
Microsoft is doing some connection that it can move the data from my computer to your computer, which is there in UK.
Mm-hmm.
But now you think about it. Suppose you are not in UK, you are in Frankfurt. I am
Mm,
in here, okay? Now the
okay.
movement is easy, right? So from my
Mm,
computer to your computer, there will be less of a hardware needed. So movement is
okay.
very easy.
Okay.
So whenever the Microsoft, now it's paired region, so it is automatically transfer. That is why the pair region you will always see it is nearby. East
Okay.
US, West US, East
Oh,
this, Central US, this. It is already nearby. Okay, you will
mm-hmm.
not see this is paired with UK. Why?
Mm.
Because this cannot be paired reason anyways, right? Because
Okay.
the movement is not so easy.
Yeah, for example, in UK from past few days we are having some storm, Isha or something.
Hmm.
So what happens if in UK both West UK and South UK both both of them are down. So then what will happen? Suppose.
Mm, Generally, it doesn't happen. That is why there's a paired reason. But
Mm,
both is down. Then it is 99.99% SLA is there, right? 0.0% is still they keep it for for their to save themselves. Yeah. So if both is down, then it's the problem. But Yeah, so generally it cannot be down. That is why there is a paired reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's move forward. Yeah, I was explaining this. Let me go into this and then yeah. So I will explain this IaaS, SaaS and PaaS service model, infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and platform
Like,
as a service. Are you aware about this already?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What is this? Can you tell me?
So, uh, infrastructure as a service. So it will provide infrastructure.
Hmm.
Um, and then we have these three different models where it can provide different services as an infrastructure service, a software or platform. And we have to select based on our requirements. We have to select which service model we require.
Hmm. Okay, so what is IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS? You are right, kind of. IaaS is infrastructure service, SaaS is software service, PaaS is platform as a service. Just to understand it in very, very layman terms,
Mm-hmm.
if you are getting a only a computer, for example, that is IaaS. If you are getting a software in which you can go and code something, do something, that is PaaS, platform as a service.
Mm-hmm.
If you are getting pre-built software which you are using directly, that is SaaS. So suppose Gmail, email, all of the pre-built software, you're not going and doing something and creating something over there.
Mm-hmm.
PaaS is data factory is a PaaS solution where you go and create your pipeline. Okay,
Oh,
so that is PaaS. IaaS is a virtual machine. You're just getting a machine, nothing,
oh,
nothing beside that. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So now, now the cloud service provider is also Amazon, GCP, all of that. Okay, so you already know about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now we'll talk about subscription management group and resources. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to watch movies, you need Netflix subscription. Similar to that, to work in Azure cloud, you need a cloud subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have you do you have a cloud subscription with you already? Have you created a cloud subscription in your past?
Um, I think I have. Yeah, I think I have Azure's. Is it's free subscription, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think I have it. Yeah.
Okay. So what you can do to create a subscription, if you don't have it, you can go to portal.azure.com, portal.azure.com,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can type a email ID, not necessarily Outlook, any email ID will work. You create
Oh.
your account
Mm-hmm.
and then you log into portal.azure.com. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like I am logging into it. You can also log in into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can log into portal.azure.com and then um, and suppose, yeah, once you log in, this is how it will look. I will show you.
Mm-hmm. So what does tenants mean?
Mm. Tenant means a organization. So
Okay.
you can understand as a organization. Tenant means a organization.
Mm-hmm.
I will talk about it when I will teach you Active Directory. Okay, then I will
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay.
So I can switch. Now I'm going to a different organization. So yeah, so this is how it will look once you create an account.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can click on start,
Mm-hmm.
complete this, and then you will get a 1 month of free subscription. That is what you will get. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
in which you can practice. Okay, in which you can practice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you create a subscription, the second thing which you need to create is a resource group. Okay,
Okay.
what is resource group? Resource group is just a collection of different resources. Okay, nothing
Mm-hmm.
else beside that. So suppose once you join an organization, you
Mm-hmm.
are tagged under a manager. similar to that, whenever you create your account, you are basically tagged under a resource, like a resource. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So resource group. So suppose if I create, let me go to the resource group over here, resource group. So if I open this, here you can see this resource, this resource, this resource, this resource. There are four resources under this resource group. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all of these resources access, suppose you are handling a project and you created resource group,
Mm-hmm.
and like you don't want to give me permission of key vault, for example, that you can manage from here. So resource group is just a collection of different resources to manage resources efficiently. Okay. So resource group can be created, like we create resource group environment wise. So suppose dev environment resource group, test environment resource group, prod environment resource group.
Mm-hmm.
And also we can create a resource group project wise. Suppose KPI dashboarding project, three environment, three resource group, and all the resources for this environment created under that. Okay, this is how you can do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, now I am like, so I will show you how you can create a resource group. So here I will go, you can hit create, and then you can select the subscription. Once you create a subscription, you will see the subscription over here, and then you can type the resource group name,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can select a region. As I told you, a region will be in that region in which your data centers are there. Okay, East US, West US, whatever it is, you select
Oh.
that region. Okay. Now go to tax. Tax, this basically means, so suppose created owner, who is the owner of this. Okay, Abhishek, suppose Abhishek is the owner of this. So you can assign all the tags, so that environment, which environment is, all the tags you can give over here, so that it is just for you to understand who created it, who is the owner of it, and you can refer it to it later. Okay. That
Mm-hmm.
you can give over here, then review and create. Then you can hit create. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not creating it right now, but this is the process of creating a resource group. Okay. So once you create a subscription, the second way is to create a resource group. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
Then you
once
will
you
create, yeah,
sorry, once you click create, what will happen?
it will
You
create a
you
resource group.
it will create a resource group, and it resource group means it'll create a URL.
Yeah, I will show you. So suppose is US tax review create, I am creating.
Mm-hmm.
See, test resource group got created, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here you can go and suppose now you can create resources under this resource group.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my resource group. This is the
Okay.
resource group. Yeah. Yeah, this is how you can create a resource group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a subscription resource group. Under that, we will create multiple resources. Now, if you have multiple subscription, for example, right? Generally, I haven't worked on managing subscription because higher management does it. But if you
Okay.
have multiple subscription, and subscription also, you can divide the environment wise. So dev environment subscription, test environment subscription, prod environment subscription, so that for every environment, billing happens differently. Okay, so billing happens on the subscription level. Okay.
Okay.
So subscription can be environment wise, but it depends. Generally, like I have worked only in one subscription, but you can have multiple subscription as well. That also can happen.
So what is the difference on having just one and different subscriptions? So
Billing will
is it
happen differently. So suppose you are in the person where you want to see you want to understand, you want to pay on an environment wise. Suppose, yeah, so dev environment is costing me this much, test environment is costing me this much, prod environment is costing me this much.
mm-hmm.
And then you want to keep all the resources of dev environment is one place, test in one place, prod in a different place. So it is just like how you want to segregate the whole thing.
Okay. So if for example in one, can I have in one subscription dev, test and prod? Can I
Yeah,
create
that also
different?
can happen. I have done it in that particular scenario only. One subscription, all the environment. But the billing will
So
happen project wise in that case.
okay, bill. So what is the difference? What difference will be there in the billing? So if, for example, in one
So
subscription, I
yeah,
create the environment, and in
Hmm.
another subscription I create a QA environment.
Hmm.
So why will there be difference in billing?
So no, no, billing means not the money wise, but
Mm,
suppose you
mm,
can easily understand, hey man, like, can you tell me what is the cost of the development?
mm.
Then you can tell that, yeah, suppose $1,000 USD will be the cost of the development, because I have seen that subscription, the my dev environment subscription cost is this much. But it's
Okay.
not like it will increase, your cost will increase if you create a separate. It's not like that. It's like you can understand. So test, suppose my you are saying the QA environment, right? So
Mm,
my QA testing is costing me suppose $100 USD,
mm,
and my
mm,
production is running in this much of a cost, okay?
mm, mm.
But now suppose you want to do it a project wise, then you say that this KPI dashboard overall costing is costing me $2,000 USD, including dev test and prod. In that
Oh,
case, there you have one subscription in that case.
oh, okay, okay, understood. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we can go and check how much it is costing as well
yeah, you
in
can do
the.
that. So here I can go to the free trial, and then I can understand, like, yeah, so this resource is costing me this much,
Mhm.
and then I can understand the analysis of it. You can do all sort of thing over here.
Okay, okay,
Okay, fine. Now, under a subscription, you create a resource group. If you have multiple subscription, that can be managed by management group. I don't have access of it, but that will be managed by management group. Okay, from
okay,
here you can manage it.
okay,
Multiple subscription will be managed by management group. Okay.
okay.
Now you create resource group. I told you. Then we will understand what is storage account. Okay.
Um, I'm still not getting about the resource group. So
Hmm.
under subscription, okay. I'll just tell you what I understood. So
Hmm.
in this subscription, I want to create a QA environment.
Hmm.
So I've created a resource group, like I've
Hmm.
created a QA test resource group.
Hmm.
So and what will we use this resource group? Then what will happen next once we create this one?
You created QA test resource group. Now you
Mm,
need, suppose you need data factory, for example, right?
mm-hmm,
So data factory is a resource.
mm.
Then you need to create data factory under this resource group.
Okay, okay, okay. It's just like in layman terms, if you create a test environment, then you have to connect it to the database and connect it to different infrastructure, different applications. So,
It's just a way of segregation. For example, let me tell you once again. Suppose if you have five resource group, for example, right? One is
mm,
data factory, one is Databricks, one is SQL Server, one is
mm,
this and that. Okay, so you have multiple things.
mhm.
Now, what you want to do, you said that basically this, sorry. So what you want to do now, you basically want to this, and
Mm,
this will
mm.
belong to one resource group.
Okay.
Now you said this will belong to another resource group,
Mm-hmm,
and this will belong to third resource group. Why you
mm-hmm,
said that? So that this like all the red one will be accessed by Abhishek, all the yellow one will be accessed by Jyotsna,
mm,
all the green one will be accessed by Sudarsita, for
mm,
example. So
mm.
we can segregate it in that manner. Okay.
Okay.
Now, yeah, so suppose yellow project, which we have a yellow project. So once you tag all of this yellow project with yellow resource group, for example, we created a yellow resource group, and
Mm,
under the yellow resource group, we created all of these resources. So you
mm.
also understand yellow project means all of these resources, right? So it's
Okay.
just a way of segregating things, not more
Mm-hmm.
than that. Okay,
Oh,
just a way of divide. Suppose if you have 100 employees in your company,
mm.
then you have five managers under, like, who manage all the 100 employees, right?
Yeah,
Now if you want to communicate something, you cannot go to all the 100 employees, right? You
yeah,
communicate it to manager, and then manager
yeah,
will go to employees,
yeah.
and then manager will also tell that, hey man, you do this and that. So it's just like way of segregating things, not more than that. Okay.
Okay, okay. So Databricks is a resource group, and
No, 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 it is a resource. Everything is a resource in data in Azure world. Whatever you are working on, data factory, data bricks, SQL server,
Mm-hmm.
virtual machine, everything is resource.
Is a resource. Then resources come under resource
Resource
group.
group. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it is the name itself is telling you resource group. It's a group of resources.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So
So first process. Yeah. Please tell me. Yeah.
if so we have named our resource group as um okay. So I'm trying to understand in terms of environments and this thing.
Hmm.
So can dev and QA test environments come under one resource group?
No, no. Dev will be a different resource group. QA environment will be a different resource group.
Okay. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
And all the dev resources will be in the dev resource group. Test will
Oh,
be in the test. So I will just give you an example. Okay. So
mm,
suppose if you have 100 developer, for example, right? You have a very big project and you
mm,
hired 100 developer, right?
mm,
So all
mm,
the developer developed it. But out of 100 developer, you have a trust in suppose 15 developer. Okay.
mm, mm.
Now you want those 15 desirable developer to do the testing, because if you give all the access to all the 100 developer, then in the testing environment also mess can be created. Okay. So
Okay.
what you did, you created a test environment, and
Mm,
then all the 15 developer can access test resource group, right? But suppose
okay.
if you created only one resource group, then you
Mm,
cannot manage the permission, because like that is not segregated properly. That's the problem. Okay.
okay. So one resource group can be dev. So I'm trying to understand. So in one resource group, can you have multiple dev environments? Like in dev,
No, no, no. In one resource group, you can have multiple resources of dev environment.
multiple resources of dev. So if I say resource group is dev, and then can I have resources dev one, dev two, dev three environments?
Yeah, yeah. So suppose this is the resource group, right? Now
Yeah.
here you have this KPI dashboard dev. This is also
Mm,
suppose dev. This is also
mm,
dev. This is also
mm,
dev. Okay, so
mm,
that you can do over here. So you can name
mm,
it as segregate. So this resource group, suppose this is my dev resource group.
mm,
This is my prod resource group. So here I have
mm,
also prod all the resources, for example.
mm.
This is how you can one subscription, and then if you open any of the resource, right, then you can
Mm.
also understand this belongs to this free trial subscription, this resource group.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
So one first comes subscription, then
Yeah.
comes resource group,
o-
then comes resources. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
you have a storage account resource in which you can store the data. Okay.
Okay.
You have data factory resource which helps you to move the data from one place to another. Okay.
Okay. And
Then you
what is
have,
blob
yeah,
storage? Blob
yeah,
storage.
that I will tell you. So it
Okay.
is a part of the storage account. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So storage account has four types.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you. Storage account has a four type: blob storage or data lake gen 2, file service, queue service, and table service.
Okay.
So either you choose to create a blob service or data lake gen 2, and there
Mm,
is a file service, queue service, and table service. Okay.
mm,
So if I go to storage account, you can see that, yeah, basically blob service, file service, queue service, and table service. Okay.
oh.
Blob service, file service, queue service, and table service. File
And
service. Yeah,
what is the difference of this blob service, file
yeah,
service?
I will tell you.
Mm,
So blob service and data lake gen 2 is being used to store any kind of file. You can store like CSV file, audio file, video file, all the file you can store over there.
oh, okay.
File service is to share large files. Okay, file
Oh,
service for that.
okay.
Queue service is to handle messages,
Mm-hmm.
and table is service is to handle NoSQL data. Okay, so that is what we use for table service. But
But
generally in the yes,
yeah, but generally in projects they use blob because you can
yeah,
put.
blob or data lake gen 2.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay,
what is the difference blob or data lake gen
yeah,
2?
yeah, yeah. So in the storage account, either you can choose to create a blob service and data lake Gen 2, file service, queue service, and table service. File service is used to share large file, queue service is to handle messages, table service is to handle NoSQL data, right?
Oh, yeah. So is blob storage also called as data lake too? Data lake Gen 2? Or are they?
No, no, no. It is different. It is different.
Okay.
Yeah. So here in the blob storage, if I go to blob storage,
Mm.
here you can create a container. So suppose just like this,
Yeah.
like this is like a container, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so container is nothing but a folder, okay?
Okay.
Inside a folder, you can put the file over there, okay? So container is nothing but a folder. When
Okay.
you go to data lake Gen 2, you have if I open this, you have a container over here,
Mm-hmm.
and inside that you can create a directory which is a subfolder. So in data lake Gen 2, you can create a directory inside a folder which container which you cannot do in the blob storage.
Okay. So what is the difference of having a directory and not having a directory?
Directory, yeah. So directory means you can segregate your data in a proper manner, right? So if you create a folder, you can create
Mm.
like segregate your data in a better manner.
Oh,
Suppose if you have, yeah,
so in
da-
data lake we can create folders but add directories, but in blob storage we can't.
we cannot create a directory inside a
Okay.
container. That we cannot do in the
Okay.
data lake Gen 2.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
in the blob storage we cannot do it. Okay,
We cannot do. Okay.
yeah. Which you can do in the data lake Gen 2. So suppose here you can create a directory inside a container, and also you can manage ACL, access control list. So suppose if I have 5 developers and I want 2 developer to access folder 1, 3 developer to access folder 2, that also
Okay.
I can do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you can
Mm.
manage ACL, access control list, and
Mm.
blob storage is a older storage.
Mm.
Upgraded version is data lake Gen 2. So people are using data lake Gen 2 which
Okay.
because it is futuristic solution. Okay,
Oh,
instead of using a blob service. Okay.
oh,
Now, how to create a blob service, how to create a data lake Gen 2, and then what, like I will tell you more in the detail. Now I need to jump in a second. I have another app class right now.
yeah.
So
No problem.
yeah,
Uh,
so I will end the meeting, and
yeah.
then if you have any questions, so I will suggest you that you create a subscription, you create a resource group,
Yeah.
you try to create a storage account if you can. Otherwise, I will tell you tomorrow how to create it. Okay.
Yeah. No problem. I'll try. I'll try it. Can you forward me the presentation as well, recording and presentation?
Yeah, I am sending you the sample file in which you can get the presentation, and
Okay.
also I will send you the recording. Please share your email ID. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Can
Bye.
you send me your payment details as well so that I can transfer?
Yeah. So